So I think South Africa, because it's a developing country and we have some of the best environmental legislation in the world, is always a good source for people to explore what we do. We have, for example, one of the first registration authorities for environmental assessment practitioners. So I think that that's been a good thing for us. We are trying to regulate the profession, and I think we have a lot of things that are happening in the country that are great for other countries to learn from. So we've always got a very strong conundrum going on as to, you know, how we should achieve that. And I think that that's very good food for thought for the rest of the world.
The expertise that we have here, as opposed to what is in the rest of the world, is, of course, if you look at disease epidemiology, it varies in different parts of the world. And the kind of diseases we see here in South Africa or Africa as a whole are very, to some extent, vary quite a lot to what is seen overseas. Now, most diseases are the same, okay? If you have a particular disease, for instance, we see a lot of patients who have tuberculosis, which is not seen in developed countries, okay? So we are very good at that. And so they will actually, when I say the people from developed countries, will actually like to learn from us about our expertise in treating the conditions that we see very frequently as opposed to what they see somewhat infrequently. And the commonest one that we recently had, which is now fortunately decreasing in frequency, is HIV-associated kidney disease. So we see a lot of that, and overseas they hardly see it. So we have become some kind of the local experts in that.
What we can teach the world is that if we talk of sustainability, Indigenous Knowledge Systems is being recognized by the United Nations. So it is included in the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations to say if we have to develop local communities, we have to start first with what they have. So Indigenous Knowledge Systems, it teaches the world that in terms of innovation, we have what we call grassroots, or what we call indigenous innovations. And this is also what we learned in countries like China. Most of the solutions that we also are looking for, you find that they're just in our communities, because we have been dealing with more than 1,000 of traditional healers in the country and in the continent who we have not recognized because we think they are not certified or accredited like me and you. They have got university degrees. But these people, because I work with them, they've got a wealth of knowledge in medicine, in food, in agriculture, in animal husbandry. I am speaking of astronomy now because the knowledge you find is lying in the communities. It's not in the libraries or in your laboratory. So it's our role now to go and research this knowledge, but work with the local communities and include them in our agendas so that we can also have what we call inclusive decision making and governance with the local people if we want to develop our community. So through Indigenous Knowledge System, we can solve the challenges that are facing us today. Also to make sure that, you know, we contribute also in the knowledge economy, because now we're in a globalized world. Today they talk of the fourth industrial revolution. But how do I bring my grandmother and my grandfather who is in the community in the fourth industrial revolution? I can bring them through these Indigenous Knowledge Systems.